Hey guys, and welcome back to Pickleball King. So today we are going to be playing in the name of the Tsar, which basically means, what if Russia won World War I? Basically, the lore of this mod is that the Reunification offensive happened, and it went really well, and it ended up collapsing the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So today we are actually going to be playing as Austria, and we're going to see if we can reform the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and maybe even beat Russia and, take them over. Let's go ahead and get started as Austria. Alright, so as Austria, our starting situation isn't actually too bad. We start off with a decent-sized army, and the national focus tree is actually not too massive, which honestly is kind of a nice break, because, all the latest DLCs and everything, all the countries have, these huge, focus trees that, take up all this, and, you don't even know where to go. But this, it's small and it's manageable, It's something I have a lot of experience with, and, no complaints, what can I say? Alright, here we go. The elections are beginning, so basically we're going to have two parties. We're going to have I believe basically the Democracy Bros versus the SPO, and we're going to want to go with the SPO. So let's hope for the best. Alright, we've gotten our first event, and basically these events will lead up to the election. That'll happen in July. And what's kind of interesting is these things, they don't actually tell you what they do. Because, normally, Hoi 4, you just look at the green or red numbers. It's like the monkey gaming setup. But in this case, it's actually not that. So I think that's kind of cool. You actually have to do a bit of reading. Alright, it looks like Heimwehr storms the government, and the SPO has been arrested. End the Red Menace for a new Austria. Alright, so now I believe we have the nationalists in charge. Yeah, we do have the nationalists, but that's exactly what we wanted, because now we can go down the warmonger path. Alright, looks like the first war has kicked off, or at least the first major war. I think there are some conflicts happening over here. Maybe there were earlier. But this one's right on our border. It looks like Bavaria has declared war on the southern commune. This is an interesting development, because the Bavarians are definitely our biggest threat, because they're, or not the Bavarians, these guys, the commune, because they're the communists. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, hold up, Prussia's involved now. And Prussia's allied with these guys. Bavaria just joined the Berlin Pact, so okay, so all of Germany is now unified under a single faction. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that, because the Southern Commune is going to have no chance at this point, because, yeah, they're just being gobbled up. Yep, there they go, and look at that. Now all of Germany's basically united. Oh, blank declared war on the United States. It looks like the Confederate States have revolted against the U.S., so as all modded Hoi 4, we have a civil war within the U.S. We'll see if it's going to be, Kaiserreich style, where there's going to be, 10 different nations that break out, but, yeah, I don't like that they're basically the same color. It makes it a little hard to tell, but, that's just how it be sometimes. Alright, I think it's at this point, it's time we seek Austro-Hungarian reunification. Alright, it's time to send the Czechs an ultimatum for total annexation. And hopefully they accept it, and if they don't, we'll have to go to war. But what's really nice is afterwards, I believe we can actually integrate all of the land. Alright, it appears Bohemia declines our demand, and so we are now at war with them. Hopefully we'll be able to push them. Oh yeah, look at that. Lots of greens everywhere. Oh, and a Czech civil war is just broken out. Interesting. Alright, we've kind of been blocked by this little rebellion. That's a little unfortunate. Alright, looks like we're not going to get any of Czechoslovakia unless we can declare war on these guys as well, but I'm not certain what's going to happen. They capitulated, we got guns, but we didn't get no land. I feel like we just kind of got scammed. Oh, okay, cool. It was just an event. We just had to annex them, and we released someone as a puppet or something? I don't know, because I thought we totally got gimped there. I was actually, about to be so disappointed. I was like, bro, what are we supposed to do? But alright, now I'm feeling much better. Oh, the German Empire is justifying against us. This is very, very bad. I wanted to kill the Hungarians, so it looks like that won't be happening. Alright, so yeah, the Germans have a very large army, and we have a very large border, which makes this very difficult. I'm not quite sure how we're going to defend. I'm building forts everywhere, and with the mountains, I think that'll make it really hard for them to push, but we're also really lacking on manpower. Alright, Hungary's going through a civil war, but I can't be bothered right now, because we're about to be wiped off the map. Oh, the Germans are justifying on us, but they're willing to accept a non-aggression pact, so I'm just going to see if this works. I doubt it will, because it's probably going to be an event that triggers it, but maybe it'll keep us alive. Alright, yeah, Germany wants to annex us, so we could just end the game, but we're not going to. I'm going to say no, and maybe we'll survive. We have like no manpower, just because literally we've had to mobilize every single person to try to hold this massive front line. Oh, it looks like France and Germany are about to go to war. Alright, that would be really good for us, because then if Germany declares war on us, we have nothing, you know, we're helping out France and we can probably take them. Oh, there we go, perfect. Alright, this will keep the Germans distracted, so I think we're safe now. Alright, at this point, Germany is at war with France and a decent amount of the Benelux, and they're actually making some gains, and they might be able to pull off an encirclement around the Maginot Line. But the Maginot Line doesn't actually exist in this universe, as it turns out, so in fact, it's going to be even easier for the Germans to keep pushing. And also, fortunately, the Germans have basically pulled off all the troops off of our border, so that is a sigh of relief for us. Alright, the time has come for us to murder the Hungarians, so hopefully this war goes well. Yeah, I'm seeing a decent amount of greens, a couple of reds, but that's alright. Alright, the Germans are actually inviting us to the faction, so I think for the meanwhile, we are going to join the German faction, because we can always leave it. Yeah, we're not going to join in any of their wars, but I think having the security would be nice. Alright, Budapest has fallen, so I'm hoping that this war will end pretty soon now. Yep, alright, so we just had the Treaty of Marseille, and yeah, the German Empire just took 73 states. Alright, so we now have the option to choose the future of this country. So we could do the Empire of Austria, which is what I originally wanted, which gives us more stability. Or we could return back to Austria-Hungary, and this looks really good, just because we get cores on like all of the Hungarian lands, which I really like, actually. Or we could just have Dolphus rule supreme, which is the guy we've had in charge. But the thing is, he doesn't give us any cores, so time to return to good old Austria-Hungary. Alright, so the Yugoslavians are in a bit of a faction, because they have Greece, and they're also being protected by Bulgaria, but I think we'll be able to take them all out. But on the bright side, since they're all in a faction, they're not going to join the Allies, which is really good for us. And if things go bad, we can always call on the Germans to help us out. You know, historical Austria gameplay. Oh, it looks like the British have sent volunteers. Not a fan of that, but we'll deal with them in due time. Oh, Turkey has just joined our faction. Oh, this is awesome. Alright, so yeah, this will open up a second front for us. Unfortunately, we won't be able to take all the land now, but that's alright. I am glad to have Turkey in the faction. Alright, well, I thought Turkey was going to help us, but it looks like the Turkish are being pushed back. Yeah, this is not a good sign, but hopefully, yeah, it looks like the Germans are going to be flooding in some reinforcements. Alright, the war has been going slowly, but we are making pushes alongside the edges, so that's good. We might be able to just encircle the whole army eventually. But for now, it's just rise and grinding, baby. Yeah, it appears our Austrian heritage is really paying off, because the only place we're really pushing is in the mountains, which is funny, but hey, I mean, I'll take it, because it'll be easier for us to defend on it. But I mean, at this point, yeah, we're able to, I mean, right here, it's still a bit of a struggle, but if we're able to push through here, we'll be good. Alright, the war is over, and we got a decent amount of land, as you can see. We didn't get quite as much as I wanted to. The Germans got a decent chunk. I thought the Turkish would get something, but they got, like, absolutely nothing. And we got ourselves Corsica, so that's kind of neat, I guess. Since the UK sent volunteers to Yugoslavia, I've sent some volunteers over to Iraq, just to make things fair. Oh, Romania accepts our demands. Oh, thank you, Romania. Oh, wow, holy cow, you gave up, like, half your land. That was very, very thoughtful of you, Romania. I appreciate that, because that means I can keep bullying the British in Iraq. Oh, the Germans just declared war on Russia. Alright, I think it's time that we join the Germans in the war against the Russians and their puppets. Holy cow, the Russians do have a lot of fighters, though. This is going to be a little bit of an issue, but that's alright. Alright, the US Civil War is finally over. That took a really long time, holy cow. And also, we're at war with Denmark now. Alright, I think we're about to encircle a huge chunk of the Russian army. I think around 24 divisions are about to be encircled. Yep, here they go. Right after that autosave. Okay, cool story, Ace. Don't care. Look at that. Yep. That's, I don't know, that's like a whole army. We got 11, 8, 1, 2. Holy cow, yeah, that's a lot of divisions. Well, I've got to say, so far this is going much better than in the First World War. Alright, so we're in a bit of a pickle right now because we're doing well. In fact, we just took Moscow, and Russia is getting close to capitulation. I think they're at, yeah, 54%. Issue is, the British are justifying against us, which would be no biggie, but the Italians are in the faction, and we have a pretty big border with them, and our whole army is over here, and it needs to stay over here, so we've got to kind of make a whole new army in like less than 2 months or so in order to defend this front. Otherwise, we're going to be in a world of hurt. Alright, so we've reached an interesting point in the game where, yeah, we've made a pretty good push, but we're nearly out of manpower. In fact, I was out of manpower just before, but I requested garrisons from France, which has given us back 200k manpower. But the issue is we're low on manpower, and if we were just at war with Russia, that'd be fine. But the thing is now we also need to work on this second front, and this second front is still not as well defended as I'd like to it, and the Allies are stacking it hard. So yeah, this is a little bit unoptimal, suboptimal, one could say. Alright, we've just taken St. Petersburg, which has put Russia at, looks like 73% towards capitulation, which is a huge win for us. And that is their imperial capital, so hopefully all these guys will get encircled as well now. Holy cow, Japan wants to send us 14 divisions to help us out. Alright, so I've just reloaded the game, and I'm not quite sure why, but I just got this event, the Fall of Warsaw. And I think this is an event that Russia is supposed to get, but for some reason I as Austria-Hungary have gotten. So I could either make Russia become nationalists, or I could say Guten Tag Polen, which basically cripples the Russian military for about 150 days. I'm going to go with that, I guess, just because that'll make the war end faster, because we've already won. Alright, so the war in Russia is going pretty well, as you can tell, so we're going to make a quick pit stop in Romania real fast. And also, I wanted to do this because I think they've run out of things to build, so they're building forts, which is going to make it harder to invade us in the future. But as you can see, we are just rolling over them. I think we're going to roll into their capital. Yep, we got their capital. Look at that. No chance. Sorry, Romania. Oh, this is good news. Japan just declared war on Russia. This is going to make it so much easier. Alright, and yeah, there go the Romanians almost instantly. Lots of guns. I'll take that. And look at that. Our borders are looking so much cleaner now. Now we can go ahead and return back to Russia and finish up that war. Alright, at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident with the war in Russia, considering they are 95% towards capitulation. I think the Germans and the Japanese will be able to clean them up. So I'm finally going to join in the war against the Allies, like my friends have been asking for like the last, I don't know, couple years. So hopefully it goes well. Alright, let's see. Oh, look at that. Lots of greens. I like that, because there's mountains and forts. Alright, yeah, let's just break through the Italians ASAP. Alright, this is very nice. We have a whole British army encircled on these little islands. Oh, and they just all fell. Very beautiful. And look at that. We have that beautiful, beautiful coastline access. Just what we've always wanted. Our borders are looking so nice. I mean, we'll see how the AI messes it up in the peace treaty, but hopefully they don't do it too bad. Alright, I'm going to see. Maybe our tanks can just drive straight to Rome. That would be fantastic. Yep. Oh, man, they are just zooming down there. No resistance all the way to Rome. There's a little bit of resistance, but doesn't matter. There we go. We got it. Ace pilot promoted. Don't care. We got Rome. How close is Italy towards capitulating? Boom, 65%. Alright, it appears we've pulled off another huge encirclement of Allied forces over here. At least 11 divisions here, 5. Yeah, this is pretty big. I'm pretty happy with that. There we go. The Italians have capitulated, giving us lots of supplies, and we capitulated them before the Russians. But at this point, the Russians are really close, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. 96%. Yeah, hopefully the Japanese can push a little bit more, and I think if we just take Ekaterinburg, we ought to be good. But I have to say, I am liking these Austria-Hungary borders. Alright, the war against the Russians has concluded with the Treaty of Greenland, and obviously the Germans took a lot more land that they probably did not deserve. So now we have these really odd borders. I don't know why Germany just did not want to take this, so Spain ended up taking it. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap it up here just because I don't think we're going to pull off the naval invasion on the UK. I could obviously send in the paratroopers, but we haven't even started researching the tech for paratroopers. So that's going to take a little while to get set up. But I'm pretty happy. I know Germany ended up scamming us of a lot of the land we were owed. But, I mean, we managed to reform Austria-Hungary. We became quite a superpower with 283 factories. And we also beat the Italians, so I'm feeling pretty happy. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, this was In the Name of the Tsar. If you liked the video, consider leaving a like. And if you loved it, consider subscribing. See you guys next time.